Welcome everybody, Cards and Dice TV. Tony Porter, 2019 Mets at Marlins, 4th Street Baseball. With 4th Street Baseball, you roll 2d10, 2d6, and 1d20. It's Robert Gazelman versus a right-handed batter, Lewis Brinson. In the bottom of the 8th inning, the Marlins are up by a score of 3-1. Let's roll the dice. All right, and okay, so we're going to look at the 26. That's the 2d10, the green one first, 26 versus a righty. We're going to look at the matchup right here. And a 26 falls within the 26 to 34 range, so it's going to be to the shortstop, Ahmed Rosario, who is a 5. So versus a righty, we're looking at infield 12 minus 5 is a 7, but the D20 is a 20. So that means it's going to be off of Rosario's card. Now, the nice thing about this game is that it gives you a defensive chart. We're going to look at Rosario. The 2d6 adds up to an 8, and we're looking for Rosario's that it's a hard ground ball right at the shortstop for out number 1. All right, 1 out. Next batter is going to be Chad Wallach. He's a catcher for the Miami Marlins. Alfaro is the everyday catcher. Wallach is a backup. All right, here's a pitch from Gazelman. He's a righty batter, and I like to use a pencil and kind of circle this just to learn. And of course, he's a righty thrower. So we're going to look at the matchup against the right-hander, and we rolled a 26. The 26 is going to fall within the 26 to 34 range, and that is again a ground ball to the shortstop Rosario, who's a 5. And against a righty, it's a 12 to the infield. The ball hit to the infield is a 12 minus 5 is a 7. We roll a 15. So again, deja vu all over again. We look at a 9 off Rosario, and that is a 36. And a 36 says it is a line drive and caught. So Rosario, ball hit right on the screws. Rosario goes up and comes right back down with it. 2 outs. And here is Rosell Herrera. He is a switch hitter, so he'll be batting lefty. So we'll be looking at a matchup versus lefties on Robert Gazelman's card. 3-1 score. Mets still have the top of the 9th. See if they have a comeback in their bones. It's going to be a 21 versus a lefty, and that's going to be from 19 to 24. So the third baseman. At third base today, we have Davis, J.D. Davis. So he's a 4 at third base. Hit to the infield is 13 minus 4 is a 9. We roll a 12, so it's going to be off of J.D. Davis. And I did write his numbers there, and you can see that. And we have a 6, so we're going to look under the 6th column, and that's a potential error on J.D. Davis at third base, because J.D. Davis up here is at left field, so I wrote him down here at third base. So that's a potential error. Anything less than a 19 is going to be an error, and J.D. Davis makes an error, and Rosell Herrera reaches. So he's on at first, and Herrera is a threat to steal with no, not really. All right, here is Curtis Granderson. No, it's the bottom of the order, so that works out perfect. It's the pitcher spot. So we're going to call a pinch hitter. And let's see who we got here in the dugout. In the 9th, we're going to see Romo coming in to close it off for the save, if it is a save situation. And we're going to see here, Rojas, if I can find him. Miggy Rojas. Jorge Alfaro can pinch hit as well. So we're going to try Miggy Rojas. All right, so there's Rojas. Let's do it. So Rojas is a right-handed hitter, so we're going to look at the righty matchup. Look at the D10s, and that's a 33, and that is 26 to 34. That's going to be to the shortstop for the 3rd time. And Rosario's a 5. Infield 16 minus 5 is an 11, but we roll a 6, so it's going to be on Rojas' card. And we're going to look at an 8, and that's going to be a base hit. Stopping at second is going to be Herrera, but wait, Herrera's pretty quick, so he may make it all the way to third. He's a run rating of a 15, so he is. It was past short, so that'll go to the center fielder, Lagares. I don't think that Lagares has anything special with an arm rating or anything like that. Let's take a quick peek at Lagares and see if he has a special arm rating. Let's see, where is he? Broxton's out. And Lagares is in, and his arm rating is a +1. So he's actually a negative. So that's going to be an automatic. He's +5 for 2 outs, +1. He's already a 15. That puts him over 20. So he's going to make it to third automatically. So a base hit for Rojas. That puts runners on first and third with 2 outs. And now it's Curtis Granderson, the lefty. So we're going to go to the bullpen, and we're going to call on Justin Wilson. Lefty versus lefty. And Justin Wilson this year is with the Yankees. He played pretty good for 2 seasons with the Mets, but they did not re-sign him. All right, so 2 on, 2 out. Score is 3-1 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Marlins are up, and the Marlins are up. And here is Curtis Granderson, leadoff hitter. And here's a pitch from the lefty Wilson. And that's going to be a 17 against a lefty, and that's going to be right at the second baseman. Second baseman's Cano. He's a 4. So versus a lefty, infield 13 minus 4 is a 9. We roll a 5, so we will read it off Granderson, and it's a 4 off Granderson, and that's going to be a base hit. So a 14 is going to say, if hitter matchup runner may attempt to advance 1 extra base. So we got 1 run scores, and Rojas. We'll take a look at what his speed is. Rojas is a 14 run rating, +5, that's a 19. And the ball was hit up the middle, so that's, again, that's automatic third base for him. So base hit single and RBI for Curtis Granderson, the ex-Met, ex-Yankee. Here's Brian Anderson. So he's a righty, so we're going to look at the righty matchup. And that is going to be a 67. So that's going to probably be, well, it's going to be a pitcher-batter matchup. So versus a righty pitcher-batter matchup. And versus a left-handed pitcher, he's a 13. 13 minus +1, and it's a 6, so that'll be a fastball. So it was a 13 minus 8 is a 5. We rolled an 18, so it's going to be off the pitcher. The 2d6 say 6, so we're going to go to 41. And let's see what 41 tells us. 41 is a wild pitch, and that's going to score a run. We're allowed a run to score on a wild pitch. Moving to second base is Granderson. All right, let's do it again. So Wilson with a wild pitch versus the righty. '41. All right, here's a pitch again versus a righty. It's a 28. 28 is going to be to the shortstop. It's a 5. So 14 minus 5 versus a left-handed pitcher. 14, that's his infield hit rating. 14 minus 5 is a 9. We roll a 7, so we're going to read it off Anderson, and it's a 10. I'm going to go all the way here, and that's going to be a, what did I say it was? It was 28. And that was against the shortstop. It's going to be a 56. And that's going to be a chopper. Slow grounder to the shortstop. Charging is Rosario Barehands. It fires the first and in time to retire the side. But the Marlins make it a 5-1 ball game with a couple of runs here in the bottom of the 8th inning. On all unearned runs, a couple of hits. And a couple runs scored with a wild pitch and an error. And we go to the top of the 9th. So Rojas is going to, let's see what we can do. I'd like to leave Rojas in as a shortstop. but we're not going to do it. I like to let him in as a shortstop. He's a better shortstop. He's a 6. JT Riddle is terrible. So we're going to leave Rojas in there. We're going to put the pitcher in Riddle's spot. So it's a new pitcher. It was going to be Romo, but I guess I don't need Romo right now. We got a lefty, 2 lefties and a righty. So we're going to bring in a lefty. Who is that going to be? I got a couple of guys. A guy named Conley. I got Chen as a lefty. Let's see who else I got here. Bryce is a righty. Anderson, I think, pitched already. Tyrone Guerrero, he's a righty. Austin Dean is a righty. Tyler Kinley is a righty. There's a guy named Bryce, and I think he is on the list. Yep. So he's a lefty. So we're going to look for Bryce and bring him in. And I can't find him. All right, let's try to find him. There he is, Austin Bryce. So he's going to come in. All right. So it's going to be Robbie Cano leading it off. Here in the top of the 9th inning in a 5-1 ball game. So he's a lefty. We're going to check the matchup on the left side of Bryce. And that's a 0-7. That's going to be to the pitcher. So it's a defensive 3. To infield versus, oh, I thought Bryce was a lefty. Hold on a second. Who is my lefty? Conley's my lefty. I'm sorry. It's Conley, not Bryce. Conley comes in. Let me see. I had, you know what? I got Conley pitched already. I started this game like 3 days ago. All right. Chen, the lefty, is going to come in to finish this out. And he's facing Cano. So we got a 7. A 7 falls in versus a lefty is going to be 9. Oh, it's going to be in the power zone for Cano. So versus a lefty, it's in the power zone. So we're going to go directly to Cano's power zone versus a lefty. And we roll a 9. 2d6 add up to a 9, and that's a 77. And the 77 is going to be a deep fly ball to left field. Backing up is the left fielder Granderson that makes the catch 1 away. Next is Michael Conforto on the lefty. Here's Wei-Yin Chen with the pitch. And we rolled a 70 against a lefty, and that's going to be a pitcher-batter matchup. So it's going to be a 3. And versus a left-handed pitcher, it's going to be a 13 minus 3 is a 10. We roll a 14, so it's going to be off the pitcher versus a left-hander. And that was going to be a breaking ball, so we're going to look in this column. The 2d6 tell me that off another chart, but that's easy to memorize. And we roll the 9 off this chart, and that's going to be a strikeout. So 2 outs. Mets are down to their last out. It's going to be J.D. Davis. So at this time, we're going to look at the matchup on the right side, right column. After this, I got a payoff pitch game. And that's going to be a 43 off the right side. 43 falls to the center fielder. Center fielder is a 5. And it's going to be a 16 minus 5 is an 11. We roll a 1, so we are going to read it off J.D. Davis's card. It's an 8. That's a 20. I said it was to the center fielder, I believe. 43 versus a lefty. No, versus a righty. It is to the center fielders. That's a 28. That's going to be a drive, and that's going to one-hop the wall. Cruising into second base with a 2-out double is J.D. Davis. So the Mets still have some life. And 2 outs, top of the 9th, 5-1 Marlins. And here's the pitcher, so we're going to bring up a pinch hitter. And a pinch hitter, who are you going to call? Who are you going to call? Who are you going to call? We need a righty. See if we have any righties on the bench. Ooh, yeah, we have Thomas Nido. I'm going to call Thomas Nido in. we can find them. Now after this, I'm going to move around a little bit. I'm going to play some games in the 75. I'm going to play some games in 2015. I'm just not going to play the 2019 Mets. Not doing a replay yet. Just kind of playing around with the game and learning the game a little bit. Wilson Ramos is going to pinch hit. Couldn't find Nemo anyway. Nito. Couldn't find Nito, so I'm using Ramos. Pinch hitter. There we go. Here's a pitch. And that is a 70. So versus a righty, a 70 is going to be off the pitcher. Against a right-handed batter is a 4. Versus a left-handed pitcher, it's a 19 minus 4 is a 15. We roll a 13, so we will read it off Ramos, and it's a 9, and that's going to be a 55. 55 is going to be a slow ground ball to the third baseman. And that is Anderson up with it, fires the first, and that's the ball game. Mets leave 1. No runs, 1 hit. They leave 1, and that is the ball game. Mets lose it by a score of 5-1. deGrom gets the loss. And the win is going to go to Richards, Trevor Richards. And that's it for 4th Street Baseball. Hope you enjoyed the game. deGrom had a good day. He had a ton of strikeouts, and he went 6 innings. He had 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 strikeouts. Unfortunately, he gave up 3 runs, and that killed him. How many hits? He gave up 2 hits. Oh, that was an unearned run there. 2 hits, 3 hits, 4 hits, 5 hits, 6 hits, 7 hits, 6 innings, 7 hits, 2 earned runs out of the 3. So he didn't have a classic deGrom day, but he pitched okay. Walked a couple. Struck out 13. And that's going to be it. This is Cards and Dice TV, Tony Porter. Thanks for watching. 4th Street Baseball. Check it out. You can try it out for free.